One of the reasons why you're charging low is because you don't know the value you're giving. The person that you're offering the value to knows how much money is going to make off the value you're giving him. You're solving people's business problem. You're helping people preach what they do. You are giving the person a solution to some of his problems. You're helping the person to make more money. And the value you're giving such person, you have to get something in return. If you don't take control of your finance to control your growth, here are some mindset shifts that you need to have about money. Most creatives love their craft, but they hate dealing with money. But the truth about it is, if you don't take control of your finance will control you. If you don't take control of your finance, it will control your growth. Welcome back to Transition with Dimgold, and in today's episode, we'll be treating a very important topic. It's titled Creative Money 101. But here, you're going to be learning how to master your finance as a creative. This is going to be mind-blowing for you. So let's move on. Firstly, I'll be talking about the reality of our income as creative people. Truth about it is, there's so much inconsistency when it comes to our income flow, such that we don't have an actual amount that enters our account every single time. There are going to be some times and some months where money comes in sweets and you enjoy the life you can enjoy. And there are also times where everywhere just dry. So that's like the cycle when it comes to we as creative. We can't tell how much exactly enters our accounts. There are even sometimes we hold our salary. There are sometimes our money will come in very late and stuff like that. Things just happen. But then you've got to learn how to master your finance to deal with certain situations like that. So it's important that you build structure around how money comes in and go out. And so let's just dive deep into how we can manage our inconsistency when it comes to our finance. Firstly, as a creative, you have to learn how to create budgets. In fact, it's important that you know how much enters your account, but you know the least that enters your account. So create budgets with the least money that comes into your account. So let's say, for instance, every single month you make like 100,000 naira every month, but there are months like the least that enters your account is like 50,000 naira. So create budget on 50,000 naira. Know that okay, these are the things I need to spend my money on. And truth about it is, in creating budgets, most likely you need to create a rule as to how your money is being spent. And when I mean a rule is, okay, let's say, for example, for me as a person, this is how I create my own budget. My rule when it comes to money, for every money that enters my account, 20% goes to either giving, partnership, God's work, or let's just say 20% of my money goes to that. Let's say God. Then the other 20% of my money goes to my savings. So I have an actual savings, so 20% of my money goes there. I have emergency savings where I maybe drop like 1k, 2k every week. Like it just goes like that consistently. And then the rest of my money, spent on expenses, food, spend on things, gadgets. I want to get any other thing. But I just make sure that 60% of my money is mine, 20% goes to God, and 20% goes to my savings. And this rule has been really working for me. You don't necessarily have to do my exact rule, but just have a rule and follow that rule. That will help you build a culture of how you spend. You create a budget around this rule. You create budget around it. So, for example, for the 60% that is remaining, I create budget for it. Okay, these are the things I need to do. These are the things I need to use money to do. These are the things I want to use money to do, but I can't use it now. When money comes in, I will know how to sort that out, right? So just ensure that you create a budget around your finance. It's very, very important. So that's that as touching managing your finance. Now, this one is very important for you. You need to learn how to charge right and set boundaries. Don't go beyond what you know you are giving. Don't go beyond your value. The truth about it is, I, as a person talking from experience, for every single time I went below my limit, below my boundary, I ended up regretting it. And every single time I even go far above my boundary, I end up enjoying it. So don't go beyond your value. Don't overcharge too, but don't go below the amount that you know you want. For example, you as a brand identity designer, this is the amount you charge for packages. Okay, for normal basic package, I charge 100,000 naira. For premium package, I charge like 500,000 naira. Then a client can come to you and he told you that you can't afford the 100,000 naira for basic package, that should price it down. And you beat the price down maybe to 50,000 or 25,000 naira. You are killing your finance. So you as a creative, you need to learn to charge right and don't go below your boundaries. Don't even go set that boundary. Okay, no, this is the least you can charge, and this is the amount you can charge based on your experience and your expertise and what you're going to be giving. So know your worth. Stop undercharging. Don't go below your limits. And think value based. For every designer out there, one of the reasons why you're charging low is because you don't know the value you're giving. The person that you're offering the value to that is giving you the price that is lower than the value you're offering knows how much money is going to make off the value you're giving him. You're solving people's business problem. You're helping people preach what they do out there with what amazing creatives, right? You as a graphic designer, you are giving the person a solution to some of his problems. You are helping the person to make more money. And you know what? The value you are giving such person, you have to get something in return. And some of the things that you need to factor, especially when charging, you need to factor your time, you need to factor your skill, you need to factor your experience, you need to factor your tool. Some of us pay a huge sum. Figma right now is asking for a huge sum for each people to use their premium features. Spend a lot on Adobe, gadgets, you spend a lot on that, spend a lot on time. Some of you spend a lot on fuel, spend a lot on so many things. So these are the things you need to calculate. These are the things you need to put together before you charge and make sure that there's a profit. There has to be a profit. Factor so many things: time, energy, money, resource, so many things. Factor them into your pricing and ensure that what there is a profit. And I already said it, set bound, don't go below your price. Another thing you need to understand is client management is money management. In fact, I would advise you as a creative, for the sake of your mental health, towards avoid bad clients who make late payments, clients who doesn't want to pay for your work after you deliver their work. Avoid them. You know these clients, please avoid them. So clients who use scopes, who try to just want to just use you, avoid them for the sake of your mental health. Avoid bad clients. Avoid bad clients. You will thank me later for this. Secondly, while you're managing your client, ensure that you vet your clients very well. Check them up. For me, every single client I have, especially that are coming to me for the first time, when I get to know their name, I check them up on Google, know what they are doing, who they are. In fact, that will even help me sometimes to determine how much I'll charge them. To vet your clients very well. And even when you have a client, ensure that you take them through a smooth onboarding experience. Let them have a smooth onboarding experience, so such that how you get to onboard them, how you get to discuss the scope of their project, and down to the point where you start work, you get paid for everything. Let them have a very smooth experience while doing all of this. And I remember I talked about this in our last episode when it comes to your business, placing systems of structures around your business, and I talked about onboarding process for your clients. So it's important that you do that. So to be able to onboard clients is not hard. Just create series of, just have that system, starting from how you onboard them. Maybe you have to ask them a few questions, probably maybe schedule a meeting with them or send them questionnaires, understand their project scope, understand what they're trying to achieve and all of that. Very simple. You could do that. So another thing as a creative that you need to do is to build financial stability. And how do you build financial stability? Firstly, you got to learn how to save. If you don't save, you'll suffer. I remember a few months ago, I had a very good friend who is a creative person. We're both creative and we're both learning. We're so curious and we're growing too. But there was a very big difference between the two of us. Very big difference. Number one, he was wise and I was not wise. Few months after, we get to know each other and we're working together, this my friend who is a designer like me got a huge laptop. In fact, the laptop he got would actually buy my laptop like 5 to 6 times, like times 5, times 6. I was like, it's not the same work you're doing? How come? Then I had to sit him down. I had this conversation with him that what happened? What exactly is the difference between me and you right now? And after our conversation, I spoke to myself and I said the difference is that I'm not wise, he's wise, especially when it has to do with spending. So after discussing with him, I realized my friend saves a lot. Like he saves a lot, and that was the huge difference. So for some of you, especially for those people that love gadgets, you must not see a designer friend get a gadget and be like, oh god, I bet this that. There is this huge difference. He's wise and you're not wise. So it's important for you that as a creative person, when it has to do with managing your finance, you have to learn how to build financial stability. And one of the best way and the first way to build financial stability is to what? Save like your career depends on it. Save like your life depends on it. The moment I started saving, in fact, how I got to get some of my gadgets that I use these days is because of my savings. So sometimes, even at the end of the day, when I'm able to save up huge and big, I can actually pay off, because most times I save to invest, and one of the best thing I can invest in is my gadgets. I can invest in courses, but majorly I invest in my gadgets. So for example, if I want to get a better laptop or a big laptop, or I want to get a Mac, I've just got to save up. Saving is important in building financial stability. You must have emergency fund too, because there are going to be dry days. Like I said, you as a designer, you're going to have inconsistent income. So have emergency funds. At least I think 3 to 6 months. So for me, I would most likely save like about 1,000 naira to 2,000 naira every week. That's very small. But saving that for like 3 to 6 months, that's like about maybe 15. It's small money. But I remembered some days where things are just not sweet, things are just down and very long, guys. Just oh, I have emergency funds. And they're just those things that save me at those moments when I have little or nothing with me. So emergency funds is important. Thirdly, invest in your tools, invest in your gadgets, get a better laptop. You've been using 4 gig RAM for 5 years, 6 years, and it's not like you're not getting design jobs, but it's just because when you collect your money, you spend it anyhow. So invest in your gadgets is important. Save up 20%, 10%, 30%, 40%. Save up so that you can what? You can upgrade your gadgets, you can get better gadgets, you can get a better phone, you can get MiFi, get things that will help you to do what? To be productive. Buy courses, buy digital products, help you to improve your skill, increase your knowledge, increase your earning power. It's important. And lastly, reinvest back into your business. Like I said, the difference between a struggling designer and a great designer is the way they treat themselves. And great designers treat themselves as a business. And as a business person, you know you need to invest. You are your biggest investor when it comes to building your business. So you invest back in your business. Invest either maybe getting a website, building your business portfolio. Just invest back in your business. And for me, every single thing you invest back in your business comes back with an amazing ROI. So it's important that you invest back in your business. So here are some mindset shifts that you need to have about money as a creative. This is important. Please listen clearly. Number one, as a creative, or not even just as a creative, as a human being, you need to know that money is a tool. Money is not your master. Money is a what? Is a tool. Don't let money control you as a creative. Money is a tool. Money is a tool that I'll use to get my things, get my gadgets. I'll use it to get things. Money is my servant. Don't serve money. Let money serve. See, for me, I used to tell so many creative, as long as you are very, very valuable and you are very good at what you are doing, money will continue to be a slave. But you need to pick it up as a mindset. Know that what today money is a what? Is a tool. Another mindset you need to have about money as a creative is you need to know that you are not greedy for charging to be paid well. I emphasize the need for you to not go below your price worth. I mean, don't set boundary as to how much and how low you should go. Set that range and don't go below. So you are not greedy for wanting to be paid well. It's important for you as a creative person. You are using blood. No, you're working day and night. I mean, creative person, most times you won't find it as a rest. So it's important that what you are paid well for your work. That's very important with a creative person. To do a quick recap of some of the things that we learned in Creative Money 101 is firstly, we talked about the reality of your income, how that our income is not consistent. It can be good this month and next month is somehow. So, but you need to set budgets as to how you spend. Also, you need to have a rule, right? Probably 40 40 20, 40 60 20, like that. So 40 60 20 20. Just set that rule and make sure that you follow it. And also, you need to charge right and set boundaries. Don't go below how much you charge. Don't be too greedy. And also, understand that what client management is what money management. Avoid bad clients, but what manage your clients properly. Research on them, help them have an amazing experience working with you. Build financial stability while emphasizing it for you to save and save well. Save like your career and your life depend on it. Save to upgrade your gadgets. I mean, to get courses. Save to invest in yourself. Save to invest in your brand. Save to invest in your company. Let's talk about the money mindset where you are not greedy to charge to be paid well. And also talk about how that you should think of money as a tool. Let this mind be in you. Money is a tool and it's not your master. Don't let money control you, right? So always think of money as a tool. Money is a slave to you. As far as you're a valuable person, as far as you're a creative person, money will always be a servant to you. So that was a recap on every single thing we've learned in today's episode. And thank you very much for listening to Transition with Dimgold. We hope to see you in our next upcoming episode. It's gonna be interesting. See you soon. Bye.